It was on me last night. Your parents saw it online. They'll send me home in some cellophane and foam and obsolete design.
I really want to just be in the moment, you know, so honestly.
But in the morning they find. Think I'm sad.
Hello, and welcome back to Bike Vids. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's possible that by visiting a certain geographic location, just by visiting, it makes you a better human being? If you think it does, and that is possible, the place for me where that can happen is Lake Tahoe, California, Nevada. And so I started this episode of Bike Vids out thinking, hey, I'm gonna try to document some of these strong feelings and the passion I have and how enjoyable it is to do the 73-mile loop around Lake Tahoe. But I really soon realized that, you know, there's a lot of parts about that ride that aren't that great. Lots of parts with pretty much zero bike infrastructure, minimal shoulder, no shoulder, lots of vehicle traffic, lots of heavy vehicle traffic like large trucks and other large vehicles, and lots of tourist traffic. So why is it that Lake Tahoe is such a special place here at Bike Vids, and maybe for you as well? Bike Vids, bike trips. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my ride around the lake, but I'm also going to just tell you really about Tahoe in general and why it's an awesome bike tourist destination. So I hope you enjoy this episode of Bike Vids, and feel free, especially if Tahoe is a special place for you, feel free to leave a comment or a question, like the video. If Tahoe is a place that you've wanted to visit and ride some bikes, whether that's road bikes or gravel bikes, I brought both the Lynxie and the Ibis Haka up there. If that's been something you've been curious about, leave a comment or question as well. Okay, peace.
You are about to take a flight through and around Lake Tahoe, viewing the landscape as Earth scientists. Lake Tahoe is affected by many impacts, including urbanization, loss of clarity, invasive species, and climate change. This tour provides the underlying geologic history of the basin for a better understanding of these issues.
I was stationed in Tahoe City for my first couple days of the trip, and I took the Ibis out to an area that during the winter is a cross-country ski area, but during this time of year is a huge network of awesome trails. I did a quote-unquote mountain bike race there a couple years ago on also the Haka. Got second place in my category, by the way. But super awesome trails. It also connects to the Tahoe Rim Trail, and that was kind of like, you know, that was my just getting into town rides, and it was awesome. So the main reason I've switched over to starting in Tahoe City area is this segment. It's the, I mean, eventually it drops down to Spooner Cove, but it's the longest incline, and it's also heavily touristy, so often, like even where I'm riding, which is minimal shoulder, there's cars parked everywhere, and it's just nicer in the morning, I've found. Something else is that it's shadier here right now, so you don't have to climb this, it would be very exposed in the afternoon. So what I do instead in the afternoon, we'll definitely get some shots of it, is like the Emerald Bay climb. It's a post ride, guys. I made another lap around the lake. I think I started doing this, I think the first time I did a ride around Lake Tahoe, it was the longest ride I had ever done at that time, and it's about 73 miles around the lake. Definitely was in a whole different level of bike fitness, whole different bike, and I was so excited to do that. It was an event, and I was so excited for the event when I picked up my materials the day before. I literally had like a panic attack in line getting the materials, like a good panic attack. Like I was so excited, like I literally started to pass out, like seeing black, like encroaching in. I was just so excited. And since then, I try to do a lake ride once or twice a year.
Summer had a heart of gold. Don't wanna bet on. Sometimes your head is not your heart at all. Pleasure, painful. You don't mind, you just let the tape roll. Tape roll, tape roll.
Morning, folks. I'm on a hike. I'm in South Lake Tahoe. I cruised over from Tahoe City, arrived about an hour and a half ago. Gonna see some friends and family here later, so I'm mixing it up. Thought I would go on a little hike. I'm gonna go on a little bike later too, but gonna hike. I'm at Van Sickle State Park, California, Nevada State Park. And last time, I have hiked this before. Can you guys actually see the lake? I feel like I could see like sun, but anyway, it's gorgeous here. Maybe we could look at also the cliff side of the situation here. Last time I hiked up here, it's an out and back, like a 8 mile out and back, and there was someone that littered at the top of the trail, and so like they were coming down maybe 30 seconds before I got up, and then it took me a minute or two to realize there was some litter, and I grabbed the litter and I tried to track them down and hike down super fast to catch them, and then I don't even know what, yell at them, hey, don't litter up here, guys, but then I started cramping really bad, which now I'm afraid today I'm gonna start cramping for some reason. I started having really bad cramps, and that was it. That's the story. Didn't catch them.
Hey guys, on a amazing bike path right now, doing some casual cruising around South Lake Tahoe, heading to one of my favorite places of all time. Well, two of which. One is the Grassroots health food store, but that's kind of just a side destination. The other is Pope's Beach. So yeah, this is an awesome bike path. It cruises quite a bit of this side of the lake, as you know from watching episode 1, folks, of Bike Vids, which was a story about when I ride the bike lane, the bike paths, and when I ride on the roads. And this is when I ride the bike paths, when I'm just kind of casually cruising, opposed to, I guess, when I'm on a ride, where my mission is really just all about, riding. That doesn't make sense, but I hope you understand the difference.
East of the Sierra Nevada, arrows indicate a zone of shearing where California is tearing away from Nevada. The Lake Tahoe Basin is being pulled apart by this extension of the Earth's crust. The Tahoe landscape was formed and continues to be formed by powerful tectonic forces. Lake Tahoe is ringed by mountains that form a
I wish we could have chatted a little bit about this at the beach, but yeah, just so crowded. Here I am, every time I come to Tahoe and I'm riding my bike around this area, I take the same picture in front of the Pope Beach sign, and I look back on those, and I have for a lot of my cycling career, I just rode vintage British 3-speeds, so that was my jam. It kind of just makes me think in general, like, I was loving this area before I even knew what I actually loved about it. I was coming here as a little kid, and I wasn't the type of kid that just necessarily loved the beach, I was coming here before I had anything to do with cycling. Howdy. And now here I am, a friggin' cycling fanatic. So I feel like this area, my deep love for the area, predates and perhaps predicts just, a lot of the things that now, as a more near a middle-aged person than a young person, I've just, grown to love so much. And I'm really thankful for this area, and I'm thankful for my family for bringing me up here so often as a kid. Can we get brown bag? It's literally a brown bag involved. It used to be you could just get a small beer to go, but now 24 ounces is the minimum.
Well, howdy do and holy shit. There we go. That was my trip to Tahoe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you regularly schedule trips to your favorite biking destinations, let us know where that is in the chats. And if you have a special connection like me to Tahoe, I'd love to hear about it. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Bike Vids, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Original valley. The enclosed basin has contained a lake for the last 2 million years. The steep underwater cliff along State Line Point marks the State Line Fault. The underwater cliff face descends to the deepest part of the lake, 1,644 feet deep. Imagine swimming over this edge and looking down into darkness. The The Incline Village Falls